Hey, already know. Know I gotta get the flow. You after the show, we gonna go to Roscoe's. You know though the best, and I'm repping in the rest. And you know I gotta start the show. Say rest in peace, DMX. Me and boy CT already got the beat. Go ahead, get it out, Slow Cole. I didn't fell off the beat.
I thought you was about to stay on it. That's incredible, man.
How are you doing, man?
Brother, I am fantastic.
I see you got the seat, the Justice League.
The neck gator.
Come on, man. The neck gator. Okay. Got me looking like a young Omari Hardwick. Okay. It's all
Heard
good.
about that.
How you doing today, man? Welcome to another installment of the Justice League podcast. I'm your boy, Doughboy.
And I'm CT.
And we're about to ready to get into it, man. How was your week, man? How's everything going, man? I feel a little...
Nah, let's cut through the bullshit.
Feel a little tension on your chest, man.
Let's talk
What's
about
up, man?
it. So
Let's get to it.
Tell the people what
Okay.
So we walked in here today.
We did.
And you told me you did what today?
I was working with Precious. I was working with
Precious Hall.
Precious Hall.
Very funny comedian. She's
we're
amazing.
on some writing and stuff. And then I was working with Jahan. And we had some stuff that we had shot.
You and Jahan were shooting some stuff.
Jahan Jones, yeah,
Right,
Jahan.
right.
And then we came here, to shoot with you.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Didn't get the call for the Jahan joint.
Okay.
Which Byron holla at me. His name is, I'm putting him on blast. His name is Jahan Byron Jones.
Right. Okay.
And then you said to me, yeah, man, so I'm running off no energy. I'm like, that's what I want to hear when we're doing a podcast.
But there's a whole backstory to that. And I was going to get into all that. Well, first, and even with the whole thing with Jahan, that was something he was shooting.
Of course,
called me and said,
I'm only Josh.
Gotcha. No, but this week has been a tough week for me. It's a lot going on, man. Well, first of all, before anything goes any further, new nickname alert.
That is not what we're doing
We
first.
ain't even gonna do that.
I need the story before we get to some happy
No,
times.
okay, cool. So basically, I had a hectic situation because I'm bipolar. So let's just start there.
Here's the question I have for you. When you're not flaring up manically, do you remember that I do know you're bipolar? Like, I just want to know which side of you.
Yeah. I know both sides
cool.
know. Both sides know. Cool. So what happened was...
do both sides know that I know is my question?
We both know you know.
Cool.
Cool. Did I just refer to myself in two people person?
You did, but I'm going to start you up.
Okay. So basically, whenever I get stressful situations, stuff can just go left. So I had a stressful situation, which is a conversation. I won't go deep into that, but just had a stressful situation hit me on Tuesday. And then everything that we had been working on, you giving me the schedule, I thrive with the schedule, but
Structure.
Everything has to work. So when I got the stressful situation, all of a sudden my sleep just gives up on me. That's always the first thing to know something's going wrong upstairs. So then I couldn't sleep. So literally since Tuesday, you can, like Tony's there, like you can definitely know since Tuesday, I'm probably operating off about 13 hours of sleep accumulatively. Because then my sleep was just disrupted. And then when my sleep's disrupted, then I stopped working out.
What was the situation?
It was a conversation about a situation from last year. And it's just those things just trigger me. They flare up. Plus, I'm reaching like the year anniversary of finding out I was bipolar. So then I get all weird about that. And so it was just a bad week. And then we lost DMX. Rest in peace to DMX.
Rest in peace to that brother.
That hits me even harder because one of my favorites. And he was a person that suffered with addiction. He passed away, due to an overdose. Today is my 99th day of sobriety. Tomorrow's 100, but then I get scared because I see, with DMX, as much as my heart breaks for that happening, then so I was just all over. And I have to apologize. I didn't get your stuff done for yesterday.
You didn't?
And I'm sorry because I was trying to get it done. And Tony can tell you, yesterday, all Thursday night, I was just up. And I was just up the whole night. And then I was sleeping during the day. And I just felt terrible, man. So I'm sorry because I had volunteered to do it. It was just a tough week.
It's all good, man. You often volunteer to be doing stuff.
I know. And then I I was like, I got to get this done. And then I overpromised. And then
also stop referring to your girlfriend, please. We're having a conversation, okay? You and I. Beyond that, let's back up a little bit. You said something that was really important. You were like, I had the conversation. And that's what it was. So earlier this week, you hit me and said you and your lady had an argument.
We did.
I said, look, when y'all make up, because y'all going to make up,
right?
Don't forget to tell me what happened, because I want to talk about it on the show. So what happened?
Okay, so so we went live with you, and we were talking whatever. And so the conversation was basically, the conversation was dating with potential, and should you date somebody if they're not where they're supposed to be in life and all that. So we were going back and forth about all that. And that was cool. But then when we got off the phone, the bigger argument started because I had been like shitting on all her exes. I was just like, oh, your exes is ugly. I'm the finest nigga you'd have never been with. But that's just what I said. I don't even know what these dudes look like for real. I just, I'm just talking shit.
Do.
Right. And so then she fires back with, oh, I done seen them bitches you done been with. You best nothing but ugly hoes. And I'm like,
that's not the truth.
And it's not the truth, but for some reason
it affected you.
I was just like, how dare you say that I don't. And then it just hit a nerve, and plus with all the other stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
And so that was just a whole argument. We beat for about a day.
Let me hit you with this, man.
About that.
Man, we all get triggered by things in arguments, and I always say, the hit dog holler, right? And you don't really get mad if something isn't the truth, right?
Right.
But the other side of that is people say things that will get you frustrated. Right. Like, oh man, it's like her telling you that she's the most beautiful woman that you've been with. It's like, yo, you're incredible. I don't want to take that away from you. You're beautiful. But I've also had some cold ones.
Been in the field.
I don't want to say the reverse, what you said when you talk to your boys. Like, I done had some back, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that will get infuriating you because you're like, yo, you're not hearing me. I don't just date mud ducks. I've been to the top. You know what I mean? So I get how that can make you angry. But once you know something isn't true, you can't let it take that energy out.
But that's the thing. That's the thing that I think that I found out in the argument, and that is something that keeps being a recurring theme with us, and a lot of reason why we beef is just because, and I mean, I don't want to turn this into like a therapy session, but at the end of the day, it's like how I view myself is not really like the world views me. Like I still see 486-pound doughboy in the mirror sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And even though I'm like a lot less, and then it's just like, I don't ever think like, cause growing up, like I just never thought I could get a bad chick. Because I was a fat dude, and people used to always say like, you better get you some money, or and I didn't realize how much that damaged me from a child to an adult. And so now even when it's like a joke, and obviously, she was saying it, she wasn't saying it to be, she probably was just saying it with the same, bullshit that I'm talking to her, but it hit me so much harder because it's like, wait, what do you mean I can't get a good woman? Like, what do you mean I can't get a pretty woman? And it takes me somewhere dark, and then now we're just arguing over a bunch of bullshit because of how it's self-hatred. I think
you see what you just said. You flipped how you heard something. A minute ago, you just said we had an argument, and she said, yeah, I'm the baddest chick that you've ever been with. I've seen some of them girls. Right. Never did she say those girls are ugly. She said, I'm the baddest chick you've been with. Right. What you just said was, I grew up thinking that I couldn't get an attractive girl. Right. So what you heard her say was, you could never get anybody that was pretty before me because I'm the only pretty one. So you see how you heard
and
it.
I don't know how to unbe hearing shit like that.
That is not how you say that sentence.
I don't know how to like
not be hearing.
I don't know. Like, I don't know, but it's like, it's definitely like showing up like in my life and like how I view myself. And I really don't know how to deal with that. And then another thing that we was beefing with, and I don't know if you deal with this with your lady, and tell me if you do. And I blame this on her being attractive. Okay. So like we'll get into a fight, right? And we'll just argue about whatever. And then she'll just feel like she could just come over and just like flirt with me for 2 minutes, and then I'm supposed to be over
it's
it.
A wrap.
And like I'm like, wait, you gotta fix this. Like, and I feel like I'll be like, you just doing this because you're pretty. Like it just bothers me. Like, why don't you do more when you mess up? Like, don't just come around and just do some little cute shit, because then that makes me feel like you're playing on my insecurities that I already have, and that just a pretty girl would just come over and just be like, oh, you're not even worried about what you're mad about. Then I'll pack up my emotions and then just be cool.
Glad you said it.
Because you're pretty.
Here's the thing. You're putting too much emphasis on the pretty part as opposed to not realizing that most women do that, beautiful or otherwise. So you're relating it to her being attractive for you, right? I'm telling you that that's what all women do. Man,
isn't it irritating?
The argument is you just come over trying to make me laugh, and I'm like, so we just
not gonna talk about this shit.
Not gonna address, and that's what happens. See, when a woman is in the wrong, they don't see themselves in the wrong unless you are that incredible of a woman to where you're like, you know what? I'm looking from his perspective. I shouldn't have done that. This is how I came off. Let me first lead with, I apologize. I was wrong for, bop, bop, bop. Right. And then do the cutesy stuff. But that is unheard of unless it's a small percentage of incredible women who do exist. Right. Now, what she did do was like, oh, I'm tired of being mad. Let's squash it.
Right.
Not realizing your feelings are still
I'm
in
still
it.
there.
And this is a Band-Aid on a broken arm.
Exactly. And so that's what we were, just beefing over.
Yeah.
And but we, we
still
got
ain't
over.
Fixed. It's y'all got some.
I think we're cool. You know what I'm saying? Because
cool ain't the problem. Y'all just haven't fixed the argument. So the argument is gonna happen again.
Exactly. So, but I guess I don't know how to ultimately fix it. I don't know if it's just more self-help that I need to do, like to more look at myself different. Because I feel like that's just showing up a lot in my life. And I'm just like, how do I view myself? And somebody even said that on the comment of the live that I put up. Mm-hmm. They're like, "No, you keep saying, I am him, I am him." They're like, "No, you're a totally different person." I'm just like, damn, I need to look at myself a little bit different. And I think that is just showing up.
You're doing it little by little. Nothing is going to be a complete, like, oh, I fixed everything. You know what I mean? But the bigger problem is you and your lady don't listen to each other. Y'all talk at each other. Like, y'all literally are both trying to win this argument of listen to my point of view, listen to mine, and nobody's listening. So when y'all both are doing that, y'all are never going to find a solution because nobody's listening. And then y'all just put the Band-Aid on a broken arm and you keep moving until the next argument hits the stump in the road.
So then what do you do in those situations? You just talk that shit out?
You listen. And then hopefully she can listen. And then y'all be like, oh, wow. If I wasn't so busy trying to prove my point to you, I would have heard what you're actually saying. We both could have let cooler heads prevail. Now it's time for the new nickname alert.
You ready for this?
I have never been more ready.
New nickname alert, Dovid-19. You know why they call me Dovid-19?
Wait a minute. First of all, shout out to the donation. Because I read this
Absolutely.
comment.
I was going to use it. I was going to shout them out.
They said
you say why. And I had a good reason
and
why.
I'm ready for your why.
Okay.
Doughboy, why do they call you Dovid-19?
Because it's a year later and I'm still sick of these hoes. Yes. Bitch, I'll leave.
Bitch, I'll leave.
You know the facts.
If you've never heard something more real, bitch, I'll leave. Let me tell you something. My mama, bro, she's like, Doughboy is funny. He just can't get right. Hey, my mama
That's
be
the story
watching
of my
show,
life. That is the story of my life. Side note.
Ooh, bitch, I'll
Side
leave.
note. Okay, so I know what we talked about last week. 225. That shit's out the door. I've been back to the bullshit. Diet Coke-skis.
You had a Diet Coke when what was that? That was the
That
other
is
day.
the least of our problems.
That's the least?
Because I had nachos with flaming hot Cheetos and nacho cheese. Man, it's just a mess. I told the audience, I told the donation that I'd be posting a video every day to get to 225. I ain't posted shit since Tuesday. I'm just... So talk about bitch, I leave. My motivation left me. I don't know what the fuck I am doing. I am just eating dumb shit. Like it's you see, I'm drinking this. The water has been replaced.
You need.
I spent $36 yesterday at Del Taco.
Oh my God.
It's like for a family of 18.
What did you order?
Cheesecake bites, a Baja shrimp taco. They got a new one, a bean burrito, 2 spicy chicken quesadillas. Soda, it was just $36, and that wasn't even DoorDash. That was we was there. You know how much you got
pulled up to do it.
You know how much how much food you buy in at Del Taco to spend $36?
That's a lot of food.
So I got
no judging.
Yeah, so I got to get back. I got to get back on. I'm gonna get back right Monday.
Hey man, listen, brother.
I'm gonna start a diet called the Monday diet, where you just start over every Monday.
Hey man, but what if it's Tuesday?
Fuck it, then you got a whole week to cheat to catch up.
What if it's Monday night? I got to start this next week. What about tomorrow? Nah.
I got to start on Monday. So no, that was my week from hell, man. But I'm definitely, and then I'm also pissed.
About what?
At Tony.
Oh, okay.
Because I missed out on the damn scooter from you. I'm so pissed.
I sold my scooter.
Okay, so I'm mad about that because Tony was doing some work with with Tangerine, and you guys were selling your scooter. So Tony was helping put that together. So I'm like, I talked to Tony. I'm like, well, how much does he want for it? She's telling me the price. I'm like, I kind of want to buy the scooter. Very fair, very affordable. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Because I've always wanted a scooter.
Okay.
Outside of when I watched Moonwalker back in the day, and there was those 2 fat guys on the scooter. I always thought fat guys looked ridiculous.
Never
on
heard
scooters.
of Moonwalker, but I understand.
You never seen Michael Jackson's Moonwalker?
The Moonwalk.
The movie, The Moonwalker. Michael Jackson did a movie called Moonwalker. You didn't see it?
Mm-mm.
That's what you need to watch.
I'm a
with your
Michael
season.
Jackson fan. I'm
Okay,
surprised I
you
haven't
gotta
heard
watch
of the
it's
movie.
fucking great. You gotta watch it. But anyway, there was 2 fat dudes on a scooter, and I
Okay.
vowed to because I was like, I'm gonna be a fat adult. So I vowed to never be on
You
scooter.
counted yourself out of the game
I was
early.
like, that's just what I can't do. But I always wanted one. And then when I went to Hawaii last year, I was riding the scooter. I was like, man, this is really cool.
I didn't
And
know you went to Hawaii.
I did. And even when I seen you have it, I was envious of you. Like, not real. I was just like, man, he's really living life. He got a scooter. And so I told Tony, I'm like, yo,
Perception is a mother.
I was like, should I get it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was just like, well, I mean, you could, because, I'm trying to start tighten the budget up because, shit's real in these streets. You
It's
know what I'm
real.
saying? And she's like, well, we still got to ship my car, da-da-da-da. Maybe we should do that. And I'm just like, you're right. Okay, maybe we should. So I didn't even ask
Maybe
you.
we shouldn't have shipped it in the first place.
Maybe we should have broke the hell up. And the show got that call. But anyway, that's not even. How is this? Okay, but anyway, so I'm like, all right, that's what we'll do. So 2 weeks passed. I literally don't say anything to you because I'm just like, I don't want to just be, I don't want to just be there. So then finally, after that argument Thursday, I work up enough nerve because I was so pissed. I was like, man, fuck what she talking about. CT, man, what's up with that? And will you take payments? Nigga responds with, bro, why didn't you just ask? I would have gave it to you. I'm just like, God.
Could have just had it.
God
The funny
damn
thing is this: you hit me.
I was pissed.
It was taking so long to sell it too. I was like, man, what's going on, right? And it needed a new battery. Tangerine bought a new battery for it, right? And then it was like new batteries in there. Somebody couldn't see it, but it's dusty still because I guess it like rained the night before and the dust kicked up, or I think they cut the grass. That stuff blows up.
Right.
So, guy comes to see it. He's like, oh yeah. Oh, no, thanks. I'm like, all right, I don't care, right? Because it's just sitting on the side of the house.
Right.
So I get back in the crib. Then the next day, Tangerine washes it off. Now it looks like a brand new scooter, right? Now, this is why I say perception is key. Because you were like, man, I seen you and I was envious. I was like, man, when you saw me with the scooter, I had just had my truck stolen.
You did.
So the scooter was all that I could afford at that time.
Wow.
Because I'm like, man, I need a new car, but I don't have the money to get one.
And they're great on gas from what I hear.
Man,
You
let me
can
tell
fill
you
them up for
something.
like 25 cents. Put 25 on that and keep the change.
That's ridiculous. That you can fill
Keep
a
the
bike.
change and buy you a pop. Buy me a pop.
You flip the quarter.
Then flick it with a list and get out of here, kid.
Get out of here, kid. But it's like it literally was great. Like it was,
Right.
I could fill that scooter up for maybe $10.
And wasn't it fun to
And I
ride?
could ride from the valley to downtown LA or Long Beach or whatever.
And then you can go in and out of traffic.
In and out of traffic. You never have to worry about parking because you could just literally lean it against the wall. Nobody trips because it's not a motorcycle. It's a scooter.
You don't even gotta get a special license for it.
No, but you should. You're supposed to get a license.
Oh, but you can just be out
you
here
could
in
just
these
be. I ain't gonna be bothering nobody with a scooter. I'm already on scooter.
Come
You
on,
gonna
man.
kick me again?
You gonna kick me while I'm down, officer?
Come on, man. So perception. That's all I could have, right? So I rode it everywhere. And then when I got my next truck, I stopped riding it as much. So it's just been chilling at the crib. And when you said it, I was like, yo, you could have just had it.
And
but
then I was really pissed because then I was just
you should have
like,
been mad at that.
I was pissed, man, and it wasn't her fault. 'Cause she didn't say no. She was just like, and the crazy thing is, I almost brought it up several times, like just in passing, like, "Nigga, what you want for the school?"
Out of everything we talk about, you couldn't have said it? We've talked about, how many times have you told me about
I'm
this
facing eviction, but I don't want to
bipolarness?
talk to you about this.
Oh,
scooter.
no, boy.
I got 3 days to pay. Now, can you help me with that? But the
God,
scooter is what I'm
Jesus.
embarrassed.
Are you about to get evicted?
No, this is a joke. No, it's a joke.
All right.
No, nigga, life is okay. I'm just saying.
All right.
It's ridiculous.
Not that I can help with that because I just paid my taxes. And I'm back to square one. Subscribe to everything on everywhere.
So yes. So how was your week? That's enough about me.
You know what, man? My week was productive. It's always a good time.
Okay. Anything special? Any highlights? Any lowlights? Come on, man. It's something that you want to talk about. Come on, man. You're wearing it too long. Take the hat off. Come on.
No, it's nothing to really talk about, man. Meanwhile, we do need to bring this up because you've been signaling to her all episode.
Have I?
Yes, you've been doing this and you've been doing that and you've been like, because she'll tell you, it's like you talk. I'm a showman, brother. And
Why are you doing it? We should have just left her out in the lobby and then we could have texted her when it was time for her to come in.
Oh,
Why didn't we do that?
Cole, get ready. First of all, how you doing, Cole? You good? Good, man. You done gave him a nickname. Now the internet is looking for him.
Swole Cole.
Swole Cole. They're like, oh, Swole Cole in there? They talking like they already know. I ain't no Cole.
Swole Cole.
Why don't you just get Cole to tell you what to drink and what not to eat? Because he's swole. Bro, but here's the thing that I will say for you, bro. You've been amazing in your weight loss journey. You've been working out. You're a very productive dude.
Thank you.
It's not that you're doing anything wrong, but what you need to do is someone that has a good, someone you respect that can stay on you about things, even if it's you hiring somebody to stay on you.
Yeah.
Because nobody in your life at this point can tell you to do it. Like, we're like, hey man, eat the salad, and you'd be like, yeah, all right. I got money, I'm eating whatever, you know what I mean? So you need somebody that's either with you day to day, or like you check in every other day with stuff that you want to accomplish.
No, I think that once if I can keep my structure going, I'm good. It's just when I fall out of structure, when I fall out of the plan, then that's when things go left. But
days are gonna be bad. You can't just buckle every time you have a bad day.
True. What I need to do is, when I'm faced with triggering things, because you got to understand that the things that I'm fighting, all at once, like it's already a daily fight to not drink alcohol. Like that's like the number one thing. But then dealing with a mental, illness like bipolar, like whenever I get emotional, like when people get emotional, like if I get emotional and something triggers me real bad, bro, I could end up in bed for a week just sad. Like I don't want to move. So I got to be careful whenever that happens. I got to listen to my body. Like that's why, like when stuff like that happens, it's like, okay, let's just stop everything. Like, let's just make sure I'm okay. Like, okay, you can be a little bit more relaxed on a diet if you want to drink a Diet Coke or whatever, because now I'm in damage control, because when I'm super emotional, I just don't need to be doing something that's off. But I think when I stick with the schedule and everything,
you ever pee in the bed when you be in the bed all week?
Do I ever pee in the bed?
Yeah.
No, nigga.
So you'll get up and go.
Yeah, I get up from that.
I can't get up. I just feel, I feel so bad, but I feel so good.
It feels so bad, but it feels so good.
Oh, but I feel so good. I got to get up now.
But what I did get to do this week,
yeah,
and I told you about it, and I hope that you partook in it so we can talk about it, because it's probably the greatest thing I've watched in a very long time. The show called Them. Now, this is from Lena Waithe, I believe, if I don't want to
Lena Waithe.
Waithe.
You call her Lena Waithe? What, does she work for the devil? She's a wraith?
Lena Waithe. Okay, I don't know how to say her last name, but so it's on Amazon Prime, and it just came out April 9th. Now, what it is, it's based on a black family moving into Compton in the 1960s. So before, so when it was like a majority
1950s.
white. Yes, 1950s. And so basically it talks about the first 10 days that they're there and the things that happen. But outside of the racial element, there's also a paranormal element. And bro, I'm already on like episode 6. This is probably the best thing I've watched in the past couple of years. This is
wild. Now let me say why correctly on 50s instead of 60s. That might seem like I was being petty, but if you look at the Black Renaissance, there's a major difference in just those 2 decades.
Really?
The 50s for black people compared to the 60s for black people, although you might think is minute, is so vast.
Okay.
Yes. Something small is the fashion, to be honest with you. That's something small in comparison to all the strides. But my point is, you're on episode what?
I believe 6.
I watched the first episode.
And you were blown away.
And I wanted to blow your head off.
What? You didn't like it?
This is, let me tell you something. I am not somebody.
I would have thought you would have loved it.
And that's the problem. I thought that I would love this too. And first of all, shout out to all the actors. Shout out to Lena Waithe. Shout out to Little Reggie is the producer's name, I believe.
Or Little Marvin.
Little Marvin, excuse me.
Yes.
So I'm watching the show. The comparisons, first of all, I love seeing Us on anything.
Right.
And speaking of Us, Jordan Peele, this has so many similarities to it.
It does.
Beyond it having similarities to it, I'm somebody that when I watch a production that happens to be black, in this new black horror genre that I can't say new, it's been around for years, but
has it?
It seems like it's been a recent boom with the Jordan Peele films, and then you get a chance to see something as beautiful as Lovecraft Country.
I haven't seen that yet.
Okay. So glad you said that.
Okay.
Now tonight, you and your lady should watch Lovecraft Country episode 1. It has the exact same thing that you're describing, except it's done well. Now,
whoa, you trying to say that them wasn't done well?
I'm not trying, brother.
What?
I'm saying it. Now, beyond saying that it's not done well, brother, when you watch us as people that happen to be black,
okay,
you see strength, you see resilience, you see us being able to get back. You get a chance to see us be strong, you get a chance to see us be vulnerable and get knocked down, only to see us be strong again.
Yes.
In them, because I'm so glad that you watched up to episode 7. I watched episode 1 and I said, I have a feeling of how this is gonna end.
So don't tell me how it's gonna end.
I would never.
Okay.
But I fast forwarded and went straight to the last episode to see, did I miss anything? I did not miss anything.
Are you serious?
And after I got to I watched everything
so
in that
with
last
all the
episode.
So did anything even paranormal even start happening in the first episode
Yes.
that you've seen?
Well,
okay.
listen,
Okay.
the paranormal activity is definitely prevalent in this show.
Let me tell you what I took away from this. The biggest thing that I took from this, and this is what I want to credit Jordan Peele for doing, because he's brought black horror, or just, I don't even want to say back, he's presented it to me in a way that I've never seen.
Yeah.
I just realized that black people don't really have a space in the horror genre. Like, black people always died super quickly. So even in all the scary movies that I've seen, black people weren't really well represented in scary stuff that I remember.
That's not true.
When I was young, I don't remember it in the Friday the 13th.
Before even you being young. Okay, you're talking about commercial blockbuster horror
It was
films
never
like
black people surviving horror or anything.
So what I'm saying is you have to go back to Blackula. You have to go back to seeing something like even Vampire in Brooklyn, which was an all-black cast. You have
but
to
these
go...
are very far and few between, more like cult following type things. They're not
are
really...
we having a conversation about far and few in between or ever seen?
What I'm saying is that there's not enough representation of it. When you really talk
there's not enough representation.
When you really talk about the horror genre, most people aren't saying Vampire in Brooklyn or the other. What was the other movie you said?
Blackula, which is something that started.
Most people aren't even saying that for being scary or watching it. They're just whatever. But so I haven't really been able to see that visually for that I can really remember a ton of. And I like scary stuff, so I don't really see that. And this, what made it so dope for me, because one, I hate when people profit off of black pain. I'm always on record for saying I hate watching slave movies. I hate watching us go through the same stories and we just lose. We know we were slaves. We don't need to make another movie about it. I hate that. What I like about this is, yes, that is that element. And I know that you couldn't have seen this if you only watched the first episode. They personified the villains very well.
No, I saw the villains.
Because, so even with the villains, like, the white people cross shade, even like on the first episode, I was like, I hate that they're acting like this, but I hope that the writers tell us why. The writers absolutely tell you why these. So then you almost, it's like you don't want to look at somebody that's acting racist and try to find empathy in it. But at the same time, I want to know what's going on in your mind. And then when you look at some of the stories and the backstories that they give you from these people, it's super dope. And then I didn't feel like the black characters were weak, meek. Like there was parts in there where they was turning up and having to really.
The black characters were strong throughout. That was not my argument. Okay. My argument was that, and I'm only going to argue about the first episode because me giving an opinion, nobody's going to respect it because so I'm only going to talk about episode 1. I'm not going to spoil the final episode. Okay. With episode 1, they show you these villains. They set up the universe that you're looking in. They set up what these characters are dealing with and the villains are dealing with. What my argument is they are not showing any representation of us getting back. We continue to be beaten down. We continue to be talked down to, disrespected, and treated literally like animals. And I'm also not a fan of shows that go willy-nilly and just dropping the N-word just to drop it, like, ooh, shock value. And it's not anything.
They did a lot of heavy blackface in there too. That's
my point, bro. So when you watch this show, I want you to get to the final episode because,
I'm gonna probably get there tonight.
I got to that episode and I said, let me see if I've missed anything. Found out that I didn't. And even more so, when the show ended, I said, boy, was I right about this.
So it's a letdown at the end is what you're saying.
I didn't say that at all. I said, I'm right about this.
And so, okay, well,
Lovecraft Country is what I need you to watch after this.
I will watch it, but I couldn't disagree with you more. I mean, there's so much that I love about this, from the child actors that are really in their bag on this. Like, they're really...
The young lady who was also in Us.
Yeah. Was that her?
Yeah,
It was
she's
her.
gotten older. It's been 3 years.
It has. Okay, so they were tied. Like, and then the lead. I don't know who the lead's name is. The lead woman on the show, but
She's amazing.
dope. And then even like different stuff like the costumes, the houses, just how it visually looks, and like the special effects when the scary stuff is happening.
Do you watch Snowfall?
Yes, and I haven't watched it this season yet because I just want to binge watch. I want to run through it because I love it that much.
Well, there's a character in Snowfall. There are several characters who are on crack in Snowfall, but one of the people who did crack and overdosed is the character of the blackface in Them that you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
anyway.
But no, I couldn't disagree with you more.
And that's fine. We're not going to always agree on cinema, but just know I'm always right. Cole, it's time to bring in our very special guest. First guest ever. You know what I mean? Our Doughboy's been like, yo, let's have a guest. And I'm like, because I enjoy it being about us. But something happened earlier this week where you went on live, and I said, I want to talk to her on camera.
Right. So we had to bring her in.
Please give your introduction.
Okay, so bring into the stage. Been dating her for now going on 2 years. I plan on marrying her.
Please stop with that. You can't say I plan on
I'm gonna marry her ass.
No, you have to literally say, stop giving hope.
My beautiful fiance, Tonisha.
You can't call her fiance.
Tonisha, Tony to the program, Tony to the floor. Bring her on
guys.
here with us.
Hello, how are you?
How you doing today?
How are you, CT?
Good. You know what, Cole? Can you put her on this screen?
Can we see us? Can we see?
So I don't have to keep turning around to the. Yes, obviously she can see herself, but I wanted that. All right, cool. That's good.
Okay.
All right, so
let's have a conversation.
Yeah, let's talk. Please start.
All right. So first of all, go ahead and introduce yourself, and tell them a little bit about you.
Thank you. Hey, you guys. It's your girl Chantel T. I am Doughboy's girlfriend of about 2 years, like you said. I have my own YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Shameless plug.
Hold on
CT.
a second.
Shameless plug, CT.
I don't know. That's how we do it, right?
That's not. You do that at the end of the show. You don't just come. You about to have a conversation.
Come on now. We're about to have a conversation. What's wrong with you?
And then, like I said, did you notice she said, I am Doughboy's girlfriend. You know why she says she's Doughboy's girlfriend? Because Doughboy hasn't proposed to her, so she could be his fiance.
Okay, let's just cut through the bullshit. I want you to tell me if she's on some bullshit for this. You ready for this shit?
Okay.
She still got a nigga, one of her exes.
Are we going there right now?
I don't know what's going on. Go ahead.
One of her exes proposed to her, right?
This is recent?
No, long time ago.
That's a bigger problem.
She still got the ring.
What you should have said was.
And the video of him doing it.
What you should have said was. Tony still has her engagement ring from her ex-fiance, not her ex-boyfriend proposed and she got the video and the ring, because I no longer have the video.
Tomato, nigga. You still got the ring.
That's a touche. That wording does change things. Now, here's the question that you should ask.
Okay.
Hey, why do you have the ring?
Hey, now is the perfect time than ever. Hey, okay. Tony, why you still got that ring?
So the sad thing about this is we've had this conversation with the pastor. We've worked through this. We've talked about this.
You have not worked through it because this is still being
clearly.
Still got the ring.
The ring is in storage.
Okay.
First of all, I don't even have the ring on me. I had it because it was mine. I picked it out. It was for me. It was a gift to me, which is why I kept it after the engagement was no longer.
Okay.
Replace the ring. You're introducing me as your fiance. Give me that ring then.
These are facts. Now, I will say this. Well, you're out of control.
Whose friend are you really,
I'm
nigga?
definitely yours. But I need you to understand.
Slow Cole, whose side are you on?
Cole is being paid by us. So it's kind of split down the middle.
Whatever CT said.
So it's like this, bro. I understand what you're saying because you're like, yo, I'm with you now. Erase the past. But you got to understand, man. You can't erase this past. This is a part of her life. If she wouldn't have went through that with him, she wouldn't be who she is to you right now. Beyond that, her having the ring in storage, this is a gift to her, understandable. What the real question is, why didn't he ask for it back so he could pawn it? Now, that's a separate thing. But it has nothing to do with me. Now, if she's at the crib watching the video over and over, then it's like, hey, man, bitch, I'll leave.
That's a very valuable, exactly.
But so that's the thing that y'all went to the pastor about.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really be beefing over like real serious things. I don't really think, but that was one of them. She also wants to do anal. I'm not into it.
Well, first of all, brother, that is not how you bring that up on This is to the world. Do you know people?
He's been waiting.
The world.
He's been waiting to talk to you about this too.
I'm just
for the
like,
record.
what in the butt? Let's talk about it, people.
Bro,
Shit.
let me
we
say,
want to talk about
first of
butt
all,
sex.
brother, Jesus Christ,
Let's
my
get to
mother
it.
is watching.
Oh,
Listen,
I'm
man.
sorry.
No, she grown. My mama don't give a fuck. Listen, man, you
What are your thoughts on the
are
butt?
out of pocket.
I want to know.
What are your thoughts on going butt?
Listen, man, the way you are presenting things, bro.
I'm not into it. I'm like, wait till your birthday. I don't know. I don't even know.
No.
I've never really been into it.
You're out of. Listen, man.
I've heard horror
You
stories.
can't.
I don't want to leave nobody with the leaky booty. I don't. I've heard things.
You can't.
We're not going to be able to
just
monetize
throw her
this.
under the bus like this,
I'm
man.
sorry.
Listen.
We can fix it in post.
Jeez Louise. Okay. Let me get my faculties.
Okay.
man.
Okay. Everybody cool. Okay. We're all adults here. Everybody's
what
okay.
in the butt. Okay. So, all right.
Okay.
How did this get proposed?
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Tony.
Please, Tony.
How did it get proposed? Literally, as he told you all earlier, he was shooting with Jahan and some other people.
Oh, this is today.
This was
Okay.
today. This was a
Today
very
was the
recent
butt sex
conversation. And I was just, sitting on the bed looking at him. He was looking good. That's my man. And I was just like, anal tonight. And he was like, what? And that's exactly
That's how she texted me.
that's exactly what he said. Wait till your birthday.
And I didn't even know what I was gonna do on her birthday. I just know chicks be saying that shit. I don't know. I was just like, yeah, wait.
Okay, please. Tony, I don't know how that even related. I'm looking at my man.
I was just
And I said, butt sex tonight. What?
Now, mind you, because this goes along with the conversation that you guys were having about the threesome.
Okay.
Anthony is Doughboy is very vanilla in the bedroom. So I like to throw him curveballs like, hey, look, let's try this or let's try that. Do you think that he's truly ready for a threesome if we can't even explore everything between us?
That's a great point.
No.
Vanilla, huh?
And you know what vanilla means? Plain. The fact he even knows the terminology, man, you are in for a treat.
So let's talk to us about.
Well, first of all, let me start. I'm not no expert in the anal arts. Let me throw that out there.
The anal arts?
Anal arts? I do not have a black belt. Let me say this, man. Cole, are you a pursuer of the anal arts?
He says, "Tell my person, but I'll tell you when I'm off the clock."
So look, man, I'll say this. What she just said was a very great point.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even explored us yet. So how can you handle something that's not of us if you haven't handled us? So it might not be anal, but what other things has she asked you for?
She be wanting to tie me up and shit. I'll be like, hey,
Bondage.
I ain't trying to get hit.
Here's the thing. My biggest fear of that when I was in my early 20s, right, was, yo, what if this is a setup?
Yeah,
right?
niggas, it ain't never been a nigga just tied up where shit ended well.
That's a fact. I'm like, what if she tied me up and like two dudes come in like, yeah, we got you. I'm like, no, right? So that was my fear. But it's like, now you're a man, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my 30s and I'm like, early, by the way, because I don't want people to get it confused. So anyway, I'm like, now I'm grown. I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. Some handcuffs. Because it's like, first of all, if anybody touched me, you know what I'm saying? I have access to things. So
you've been tied up?
No, not yet.
See?
Not yet.
Yeah. But it's like I'm open to things, man. And I think what you are showing her is that you're only open to what you want instead of what she wants. And that could also be another trigger for you guys' arguments, because if it doesn't feel balanced and equal, then both sides are going to be resilient. And it can't be an all you or all her thing in y'all's relationship.
Damn. That's deep, I suppose.
Yeah. Everything always leads to some form of this is going to be brought up in an argument without you realizing it, because y'all not hearing each other, because y'all keep talking at each other.
And see, and another thing that we be like off on too, I'm not really into porn, like that.
What?
I'm just not.
Well, we need to talk about Cole, obviously.
So she'll hit me up like, yo, why don't you, one day, the other day, she hit me up like, why don't you just send me a video of what you watch and I'll take a look. I'm like, I ain't been watching shit. I only watch me on porn and I don't have no more porn of me anymore because I deleted it all. So I don't even have.
Why would you delete it?
First of all, what? CT.
What?
Why would he delete old porn?
Why would any?
And
I'm so glad you asked that. Go ahead.
And mind you, okay, so listen, when we first got together, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me because I could speak my piece.
Yeah.
But when we first got together, literally, Anthony was like, yeah, I have, these old videos. I was like, I could give. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Well, let's we still gotta monetize it,
say less. But I was like, I could care less if you have old videos of you and whoever, right? But when you have a kind of breakup to makeup situation, that's null and void now. No, delete that stuff. Let's make our own. Let's do our own thing, and let's move forward accordingly. So no, he doesn't have any old videos, but
we also don't have any new
and
videos
honestly,
of me and her. So now I just have nothing.
But wait,
so we gonna make some new ones, delete all those. Okay, they're deleted. We ain't making shit. Wait. That's not how this is supposed to go.
I will say
I don't care if you have videos. Well, that's a great thing to say after I've deleted
everything.
Yeah,
So wait a minute. So Tony, are you saying you also deleted all of your old cinema?
Oh yeah. I don't
Y'all
have
are ridiculous. Let me tell you something.
I don't have anything of me.
Never would I ever delete my old memories because that's what you're doing. You're deleting memories. I'm not saying that I have to keep in touch with these girls. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that my lady has to keep in touch with her guys. But I'm not deleting anything because one, this is memory road for me. What if like for you, like you say, you like, yeah, man, I was 400 and something pounds.
There was a lot of flesh in those
video.
Tapes.
You be like, man, look what I came from, and look where I came to. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. And then for her, she's like, okay, cool. I remember this moment. This could help me in this moment. It doesn't mean that you're holding on to the present attraction for a past situation. These are your memories, bro. That's no different than deleting pictures of you when you were 10 at the water park or something. Come on,
yes.
Go ahead, Tony.
So we're talking about an intimate act between Anthony and another woman. And mind you,
no, we're talking about these things between both of y'all and y'all formers.
Just really quickly, though, just hear me for 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about that. Mind you, the videos, in my humble opinion, were trash, CT. Like, for
his
the record,
videos?
His videos.
Oh, my God.
But
hey, I was throwing dick. You understand me?
You understand me?
Was catching that shit. You understand that?
I am not. Listen. But how are we having that argument? And then he just said out of his mouth, oh, well, she still has her old proposal video.
Ooh, touche.
But the porn been gone.
That's
she
also a good point.
She just deleted this the other day because it was a whole fight. And she still got that goddamn ring.
See, well, the ring I don't think is going anywhere unless she can make the... First of all, let's back up to the ring. So the ring, do you hold any love for that? Well, obviously you always love this dude, but do you hold any, you know what, that could be revisited one day, he and I. Oh,
God, no.
No? Okay.
No, and he's, a very cool person over there. But no, for me and him, no.
So the reason I asked that is because, so what power does this ring have for you? Because even though it's a gift, you've been given gifts from several people in your life, and I'm sure you haven't held on to them for the value of the sentiment. So why do you still have the ring?
I hear that. Like I said, before this conversation was brought up, there was never a thing of like you said, it's in storage. I don't go back and look at it. Neither did I look at the video. So I wasn't even thinking of it until Doughboy says, so you still have that ring, huh? And I'm like,
no, I get you. Yeah. I'm saying, but I'm literally.
Why had I never sold it or anything?
Yeah.
I literally never thought about it.
Okay, so now that you're here.
And now that you're thinking about
now that I'm thinking about it.
This is something because he mentioned a problem earlier, which is the shipping of the car from your, wherever your car is. So however much that ring is, for you to have held on to it, it ain't worth just $300. So you could pawn it, get the bread that could go towards you bringing your car out here. And since the guy's still very sweet, it's still yours. It's not like, he's like, hey, what? You know what I mean? So, solutions. That's what I'm about. Now, let's get back to the videos. Okay. Why did it take so long for you to delete the proposal video over him deleting his personal porn? And
no, I didn't even delete it. She deleted it. She deleted my porn. She deleted my porn.
How does she have access?
I gave her the code to the phone. I'm trying to be full access. I'm trying to give her
access.
And she deleted all that shit.
And you have access to her phone, and you went in there and you deleted her phone.
Because there's nothing in my phone to delete.
Well, that's because she sent it to her email. But my point is this.
It's in the cloud?
Yes. Come on, man. What are you, born yesterday?
Wait. Do you have video of you?
I do not. No, I do not have any videos of me performing any sexual acts with another man. Now, do I have pictures that you receive while you're doing your podcast and while you're working of me in certain ways? Absolutely. But no, I don't do that.
So you're telling us in front of the world,
oh, absolutely,
you don't have any unvanilla videos from your past in email, in any old phone, no laptop.
No. And the thing about that is, I was never the kind of person to allow somebody to record me. You feel me? So even when I'm like, oh yeah, delete what you have, you hear him. He talks about getting married 24/7. If I'm married to this man, we could record ourselves hanging from the ceiling. I don't mind it, but I'm not doing that just with anybody.
Now she did sounds vanilla.
She did get a sex swing too, but I wasn't. We hadn't.
So I buy the sex swing.
Jesus, they just focus on throwing great punchlines out here. Timing is incredible. Nigga said I missed it. I looked you dead in the eye as I delivered the joke. He was like,
I was thinking of my thought. I'm sorry. It was just all in my head.
I can't repeat the joke now. The people in the comments heard it. Anyway, shout out to the donation and Team CT all day. So I hear what she's saying, and same thing I've been saying to you. Stop calling her your fiance unless you're going to pop the question. 2, she's wild for literally asking you to delete your memories, and she's wild for never having the memories in the first place to even delete.
So basically what you're saying is tonight we should go home and shoot a porn.
I'm saying that your face, because you are Doughboy, should not be in it.
Tattoos and everything.
Jesus, I'm put a turtleneck on. I mean, but at this point, you done put so many videos of you topless.
They recognize my stretch marks. They do. They be like, I know.
Oh, that's the one he got.
I know that belly button.
I know that.
I know that belly button. Yeah. So listen, we had this is okay. Off shifting from sex. Mm-hmm. We had an interesting conversation. I think that this would be great to hear your opinion on this.
Okay.
Overall impact. Now, these 2 people that I'm going to tell you, are both great. Both icons.
Yeah.
Both are very set in their own. They all have their own legendary status. Mm-hmm. But they have a lot of parallels in their career that you can compare them to. Now, overall impact on the game and everything they have done, who would you say is more impactful? Eddie Murphy or Jamie Foxx?
I've already answered.
Whoa. Or Jamie.
I've already answered.
Whoa. Or Eric
My
Bishop,
aka
Jamie Foxx.
Eric Marlon Bishop.
So you're just taking Eddie off top. Okay.
Do you understand?
But let's break it down.
What you're asking?
Let's break it down because it's a lot closer than you think.
Okay.
So what we are talking about is stand-up, improv, movies, television shows, music.
Okay.
Now, let's just start at stand-up. They both have 2 classics. So let's just talk stand-up straight up. You have Ron Delirious versus Straight Out of the Foxhole and I Might Need Security.
It's not even close.
You're taking Eddie off the rip.
Listen, you and I are both Jamie Foxx fans.
I am a Jamie Foxx stan.
I
love the man.
I literally started comedy because of Martin Lawrence.
Okay.
But Jamie Foxx has influenced me so much, and getting a chance to work with him and getting to know the dude, like, man, this guy's a true artist. Even he would say, nigga, you tripping.
Okay, but hold on. But let me finish my argument
I'm
for
listening.
Jamie. Okay, so then boom. So you have them both as stand-up. So however you rank them versus stand-up, okay, cool. Now you have to go look at their careers in improv. You have to go Saturday Night Live with Eddie versus what did Jamie do. Now, if you argue for what Jamie did on In Living Color versus what Eddie Murphy did on Saturday Night Live, you have to edge Jamie Foxx.
Are you smoking
Wanda,
that
like,
narcotic?
are you, brother. On In Living Color?
Listen to me right now.
You wow.
Listen to me. Look at me in my eye right now.
I'm looking.
Are you looking me in my eye?
I got you.
Are you having an episode right now?
No, I'm
You're
not.
completely good.
No, on In Living Color.
Listen, I'm going to tell you why you're out of pocket.
Okay.
You're more out of pocket than Goodwill jeans. When they get dropped off, I don't know, fold it up yourself. My point is this, bro.
I'll give you the jeans. You do what you want to do.
You do what you want. Yeah, you can wash them as well. So Eddie Murphy came on Saturday Night Live at 19 years old.
How old was Jamie Foxx when he did?
I'm not done.
Okay.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Okay. Gumby.
Okay.
Talking about him in characters, all of Eddie Murphy's characters that he did on Saturday Night Live, he did in 2 seasons, skyrocketed, left the show international movie star, Beverly Hills Cop, 48 Hours. The list goes on and on.
I'll give him movies.
Excuse me. I'm not done with my point. I'm still just talking about Saturday Night Live. Jamie.
So you got some hot food in your mouth. Eat your taco.
Because
we too fat. Because we don't want to blow off. We don't wait for the shit to cool down. Cool it off in my esophagus.
Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy.
Right.
He was so popular and famous and funny for his characters.
Okay.
Nobody can even tell you 2 sketches that he wasn't in that could even be remembered to this day. Now let's go to In Living Color.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx had Wanda.
Right. And that was an iconic
Didn't say it
character.
wasn't. Jamie Foxx had Wanda.
Okay.
If we're talking Saturday Night Live and we're talking In Living Color, In Living Color had so many comedy titans on it that you're like, oh, I can't say Fox without saying Davidson. I can't say no without David on the Greer. I can't say no without Keenan and Damon and everybody else, right?
Okay.
Kim Wayans. I'm talking about these legendary comedic geniuses.
Okay.
Saturday Night Live had Eddie Murphy during his tenure. Can you name any other cast member that was on his season with him?
Was Dan Aykroyd there still? Was
Listen,
Jim
man.
Belushi still there?
You're asking me, were they there? Which means, you see how I just named other people who were operating with Jamie?
Okay.
That's my argument for Saturday Night Live. Now, what was your next point?
Okay. So then, So then you're edging him for improv too. Okay.
I'm not just edging.
Then if we say TV, just TV shows, you got to go PJs versus Jamie Foxx show. We're not gonna have that argument. You're going Jamie Foxx.
Let's
show.
back up.
You're not.
Let's
gonna
back
do this.
up.
We can fight.
Listen. You also have to include the Arsenio Hall show. Do you not understand that Eddie Murphy was a producer on the Arsenio Hall show?
But he wasn't.
Is there you're giving me butts, but you're not giving me the facts.
Okay. So
and this is, and I'm talking to you as somebody who loves Eddie Murphy, who loves Jamie Foxx.
Right.
I'm giving you cold hard facts. Outside of the TV shows, yes, I love the Jamie Foxx show. I can quote several episodes that Jamie himself wouldn't even remember.
Right.
So I am going to give Jamie Foxx
TV.
Okay,
and then when you go to music, you have to give music to Jamie. You can't even have that. Our niggas ain't partying all the time like that.
So we're not talking about movies. You're going to end it in music.
No, you already, because I believe that Jamie doesn't necessarily make funny movies.
He said it himself.
Necessarily, right. But if you go serious acting, you would take Jamie. Got an Oscar.
Listen, just because he has an Oscar,
he did Ray. Did Ray is enough to really
Doughboy.
Serious acting.
Doughboy.
You're not taking.
Doughboy.
Wait, hold on. CT.
Doughboy.
I'm not gonna say your government name. You are not taking a dramatic Eddie over a dramatic Jamie. You're not gonna do that.
If I may. I'm not going to go comedy and drama. You said movies. Before movies, I will tell you this: if you are not giving Eddie Murphy his credit, I will go in your girl's phone, undelete her videos.
No, give Eddie his
and
credit.
Make sure
I will give it.
We aired a proposal video on the next episode. Eddie Murphy is not even close.
Okay, but the music you have to give.
Well, of course. Music, we're talking about Jamie Foxx and music. I'm not even talking about Eddie's hits, because Eddie has hits. First of all,
Party all the time. He
make
has
fun of
Party
Party
all
all the time,
time.
but it has so much money. He also has Put Your Mouth on Me. He has What's Up With You with Michael Jackson. It's not just easy to get Michael Jackson on a track in the 90s. They were both on fire. So give me that.
Jamie Foxx did a song with T-Pain.
I'll smack the shit out of you.
Blame it on alcohol. Listen, bro, I just think when Tonisha, what is your view on this? Because I'm obviously Team Jamie. This wild nigga is Team Eddie.
I'm Team both, but I'm giving you facts. Not once of what I said was ever my personal want of, I love this, I love that, I love this, I love that. I gave you facts. Just like I told you a fact, this is 2021, I gave you facts on their careers.
Okay, I'll give you that. Tony, what is your view?
I am so happy that he came with all the facts so that I don't have to. But no, I told you guys before, I'm going Eddie all the way. I don't know what kind of hold Jamie Foxx has on my generation, but it's Eddie Murphy. And even if you want to argue, and I'm pretty sure Jamie Foxx would say it himself, Eddie Murphy was somebody that inspired him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right.
So I understand when you're like, okay, the music, okay, well, Jamie can sing better. Okay, well, he learned from the great. Okay, well, he's funnier. It depends on the kind of comedy that you like, because to me, Jamie Foxx, for the record, is corny. I like corny.
Okay.
No, pause. Let me. Can I defend myself? Can I defend myself? Can I defend myself?
Bitch, Ali.
Charlie.
What I'm saying is,
you wild as shit. Yo,
Tony, I will ship you a car from where it is and repo it to somebody for $500. You talking this?
What I'm saying is, the kind of comedy that I like is the raw, the vulgar type of comedy. Jamie Foxx is not giving me that. So yeah, the Jamie Foxx show was cool, but I'm gonna watch like a show like Martin, you know what I mean, over Jamie Foxx. That's just me. So when I sit up and even coming up, what movies did I see Jamie Foxx in? Okay, Ray. But then again, my age difference, I'm looking at Eddie Murphy in Mulan, in whatever the hell else.
How old are you again?
I'm 41.
Not obviously, you are 41. How old are you, Tony?
I'm 27.
Okay, well that needs to be taken with a grain of salt. Like,
right. Because when you quoted Eddie Murphy movies, you said Mulan.
Well, because I had it in my head, and I was like, you know what?
Nigga came with Mulan. Mulan. That's what you got. Mulan.
The dragon.
The donkey on Shrek.
Martin, the Jamie Foxx show are iconic sitcoms of anybody's genre. I love Eddie Murphy and Jamie Foxx. Shout out to Billy Kyle Evans, who's a producer on both, created the Jamie Foxx show.
Right.
I love that. However, when we're talking about Jamie Foxx is legendary. He's always been raw. He's always been funny. He's never been corny. The only thing out of a Jamie Foxx list that can be seen as corny is an offshoot sketch that he might have been a part of one of his first years in Living Color.
I've never seen Jamie Foxx do anything.
That's what I'm saying. He's so dope. I can't think of anything corny he's done unless it's like, here, you ain't got no name. Say these lines.
Jamie Foxx is so dope. He can be given a bit role and still the movie. What was that movie that he was in with Jennifer Aniston?
Horrible Bosses.
Horrible Bosses.
Too.
And it was motherfucker Jones. Like,
killed it.
Have 15 minutes in the movie, and that's the funniest part of the movie. And
Baby
Jamie
Driver.
Foxx, Baby Driver. And Jamie Foxx is he's one of the only people because I've been around a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's one of the people that you could just tell he genuinely is having fun with this shit every time. Like, that's why when you see him in interviews, it's the same energy. So I don't know. I just can't.
Jamie Foxx is.
I can't put anybody over Jamie. Like,
hand for hand, pound for pound, one of the funniest people on the planet. One of the most talented people on the planet. But that was not the conversation. The conversation is Eddie Murphy versus Jamie Foxx.
And you taking Eddie.
Bro, if you don't take Eddie Murphy, are you American?
Yes.
Are you an Earth creature?
And I fuck with Eddie tough. Like, Eddie, don't get me wrong. Like, Delirious is one of my favorite stand-up specials. Like, I'm a Eddie Murphy fan, but I just think sometimes that what Jamie Foxx has been able to do gets slept on a lot. It's hard to be relevant for 4 different decades.
You know what else is hard to do? Be relevant for longer than 4 different decades. You talking about Eddie Murphy or Jamie Foxx?
No, I'm talking about Jamie Foxx. Like, he's been relevant since the 80s, but yeah, you're right.
Whoa. Jamie hasn't been hot since the 80s. Jamie's been hot since the 90s.
No, because he
got on in Living Color
in the late 80s. Or was it the 90s?
It was the 90s.
He won the Bay Area Black and won 92. So yeah, you're right. So it was the 90s. Okay, so he's been in the 90s, the 2000s, and now and then Eddie's been relevant since late 70s, you can say.
Yes.
That is longevity. Like,
you out here wilding, bro.
Man, maybe I need to take my
Eddie
medicine
Murphy should thank me for defending his legacy. It's like this. When I see Eddie Murphy, do you know how hard it is to create hit after hit for longer than 10 years? Do you know how hard it is he literally, everybody's favorite comedians nowadays, you look at Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, you're looking at Kevin Hart. Each of them had to go through Eddie. They had projects with Eddie, especially Dave and Chris. Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock were a part of his films before they were anybody. Kevin Hart did a movie with Eddie Murphy called Meet Dave before Kevin Hart was Kevin Hart.
I remember that.
So these people have all went through the king. Do you understand me? Right. Jamie did Dreamgirls because Eddie Murphy was in it, not the other way around.
Facts.
Eddie Murphy is the king. And I will fight bare knuckle in the street for anybody who doesn't give that man his respect and credit.
You're okay. I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree, just like we agree to disagree on them, because you wild as shit for that opinion.
I'm wild.
I look, you want to fire.
You haven't
on you
even watched Lovecraft Country.
I'm gonna get on it next.
This is what you're doing. Okay, let me take a breath.
Okay.
Here's what you're doing, though, boy.
Okay.
You're saying I love RC Cola without even trying Pepsi, because that's all you know. You can't form an opinion on anything unless you've been around the gambit. The reason that I can speak about them is because I'm a Jordan Peele connoisseur, because I watch Lovecraft Country, because I know the themes and I know the references that them borrowed from and used within their own project to be able to see what's going on. I'm not hating on it. I said my personal preference.
It's just, you just doesn't, right.
I do still salute all of the actors and actresses that were involved in them.
Of course. Never heard
but
it bash,
my thing is,
right.
It until you watch Lovecraft Country.
Okay, so how about this? By next week, then our next episode, I will have watched at least a couple of episodes of Lovecraft to at least compare it to, so I'll have another take on what your Lovecraft is, and I'll have finished.
You're going to finish episode 2 of Lovecraft Country and say, man, I can't finish them.
I think that you should try to get through those middle 8 episodes of them.
You don't understand. I tried. I tried with all my heart.
Yo, I'm gonna have to go back and finish it, but we'll see what it is. But hey, this has been another great installment of the Justice League podcast. Let him know.
Well, what Tony has been great. Tony said at the beginning of this episode. Hold on, what time did we start, Cole?
9:22.
We've been running for exactly an hour right now.
All right, cool. So here's the thing. Tony thought that I was going to be mean to her. I said I'll address it on the show.
Absolutely.
Tony, why did you think I was going to be mean to you?
CT, man. CT,
listening.
yes. Oh, you said you're listening. CT is just, he's just one of Doughboy's friends that it's kind of like, I know that he really rocks with Doughboy, and this is my first time here. Like he said, we've been together for about 2 years. This is my first time me meeting CT, really. And CT just comes off like, I'm gonna feel you out first, and then you feel me. I'm gonna accept you. But yeah. So I was like, okay, CT wants me on the podcast to talk about what the stuff we've been beefing off of. I said, oh, this should be good. So
that's funny. Here's the thing. To address the first part, yes, I didn't meet you. I met you at Tahir's birthday last year.
Oh,
for
okay,
real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason that I'm like that is because Doughboy, the old Doughboy, was very, hey man, what happened to that girl? So there was no reason to even get to know you. One,
right.
Two, I am not a mean person. I love Doughboy literally like a brother, and I know he doesn't always make the best decisions. So I'm like, let me see if this young lady is really, the genuine article. But I would never be rude or mean to you because Doughboy got hands. And you remember we were leaving the Comedy Store? Bro, we were leaving the Comedy Store. We're going to say this. So we was leaving the Comedy Store. And so I was like, hey, Doughboy, give me a ride to the Comedy Store. He was like, all right, I got you. Doughboy hates being in the comedy club for a long time. And I'm like, yo, I'm performing and like 2 people. He was like, all right, man, I gotta get back to the house. And I'm like, for what? Like, where are you going? You gotta be back on the couch? You're not doing anything. And he's like, shh, man, just, I got something to do tomorrow. There's always some shit in the morning. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I get on stage, I kill it. I'm thinking about to get off stage and hear Doughboy give me tags, right? Doughboy sends me a text, I'm in the car when you get off stage. I'm like, I'm hot, right? I get in the car, but he's doing me a favor. What can I say? So I get in the car and I'm like, I'm just mad. And he's like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm giving you a ride, man, but please, you know what I'm saying, don't think that I'm supposed to just be in the comedy. And I was like, shut the fuck up. I literally got like, and Doughboy did like this. He was like, but he didn't jump. He was just like, because, it would catch anybody off guard. So later we talk about it. And I was like, and this was like really big Doughboy, and I was like really small. And then Doughboy was like, hey, man, I thought you was about to swing on me. I say, why would I swing on you? He was like, you got mad. I say, bro, we both yelled at each other, but why would I swing on the driver is what I needed him to know.
Fuck my life. I thought I was for the catch one though. It was a couple times it got close.
Doughboy's a boxer.
I remember when I had backed you into the parking spot too, and we had met him. I thought we was about to go that time. I was like, this is about to happen. But
because we were around each other too much.
And it was about to.
And we both were dealing with our own BS.
And it was about to just.
And let me tell you something. You don't want to fight Doughboy standing up. I'll take you sitting down any day. Oh, what? Did he stand up? Man, what did he do? Standing up is a rap. He stood up. I started. Because what are you, 6'2"?
I'm saying, well, people keep telling me I'm taller.
Yeah.
I'm like 6'1"ish.
6'1"ish. I'm literally 6 with these shoes on. And it was like at that time, I was like, all right, but we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yes. All right. But yes, thank you guys for another great episode of the Justice League podcast. I've been Doughboy.
It's your boy, CT.
And
Yeah.
your girl Chantel T.
Hey. Dude, I guess she got to plug the thing.
Oh yeah,
Right?
we'll put it in the thing.
Yeah,
We'll put it in post.
All right.
Oh, well, tell them where they can find you while we're going out. Tell them where they can find you. Tell them about your podcast and things.
You guys can find me on YouTube at Tony Chantel, ToniChauntel. On Instagram at ChowChantel_.
You should uniform all those to be the same
They gonna
thing. But
spell
yeah.
I know.
She said Chow Chantel. No, CIAO.
Check y'all next week.
My bad.
Peace.